Welcome to Dr. Glynis' Chicken Genetics videos. Genes don't just float around in cells. They're spaced out along a relatively few long continuous strands of DNA. Often the analogy is made of beads on a string. This is quite a good analogy, though the beads aren't spaced out evenly. Sometimes there are clusters and sometimes there are long spaces. Furthermore, we now know that there's much more string than beads, with some DNA that doesn't code for anything at all. If you could stretch out all the DNA in a chicken cell end to end, it would be about 8 to 2 centimeters long. However, the width of the average cell is probably between 1 and 3/100ths of a centimeter wide. That's to say that the DNA is between about 27 and 82,000 times longer than the cell is wide. Of course, the DNA is extremely thin, and if you tried to fit it into a cell as single-stranded DNA, it would soon become tangled and broken and damaged. So the DNA is instead coiled and folded and held together by proteins in structures called chromosomes. These can be fitted into cells without genes becoming damaged or lost. They help ensure that heredity takes place without too many mistakes that might otherwise result in abnormal or inviable cells and offspring. The chromosomes have arms held together by centromeres, which play an important role during cell division. It is worth noting here that you may see chromosomes as single sausage-like structures like that on the right. You may also see them as double structures like that on the left. However, chromosomes only occur as double structures during certain parts of cell division. There are 78 chromosomes in each chicken cell, and they are located in a subcellular compartment called the nucleus. Chickens, like other birds and also reptiles, have a lot of tiny chromosomes called microchromosomes, which are a slightly different structure to macrochromosomes. You can see here chromosomes that have been stained in a dividing chicken cell. I've put the reference beneath for anyone that would like to have a look. The scientists have made what's called a karyotype, matching up the homologous chromosomes into pairs. It's quite a difficult task, which I spent quite a long time on myself in my youth. A particular place on a chromosome is called a locus. Each particular gene has a place or locus on a particular chromosome, and it is always located at the same locus. You could almost think of it as being like the address for the gene. It's also worth mentioning that the plural of locus is loci. So, to remember from this video, in chickens, genes are arranged along 78 chromosomes. The chromosomes help package the long DNA strands which might otherwise get tangled and damaged. The site of any particular gene along the chromosome is called a locus and can be thought of as its address. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have found it useful, please like, comment below, and share it with your friends or on social media. Subscribe so that you are notified of Chicken Genetics videos as they come out. I hope to see you very soon.